This is exactly what you're going to do to instantly get better at case interviews. Every single top 1% caser uses this strategy to crush their case interviews and land multiple consulting offers. This simple strategy takes just 2 minutes to learn, and anyone can learn it. So, what is this strategy? Let's take a look at a case interview example to illustrate this. Let's say that your client is a shoe manufacturer and they've seen profits declining over the past 3 years. You're asked to determine why profits are declining and what can be done to improve profits. You propose a solid framework where you look into revenues, costs, the shoe market, customers, and the competition. Next, the interviewer asks you to brainstorm the major costs for the business. You come up with a great list of different variable costs and fixed costs. Afterwards, the interviewer asks you to calculate the profit margins across their 3 major sales channels: stores, resellers, and online. You perform the correct calculations and determine that they are 10%, 8%, and 15% respectively. In this example, there is something seriously wrong that happens at every step of the case interview. Do you see what went wrong or what is missing? I'll give you a second to think about it. In this example, the candidate is being extremely passive. They answer the interviewer's question and then wait for the interviewer for further guidance on what to do next. The top 1% casers are all extremely proactive during the case interview. They make the effort to think critically and drive the direction of the case. So how exactly do they do this? There is a simple and repeatable 3-step approach that you should take for every question you get asked in a case interview. For every question in a case interview, you should answer the interviewer's question, state a hypothesis or update an existing hypothesis, and finally propose a next step. So what does this look like in action? When asked for a framework, you should first answer the interviewer's question by presenting your framework. Then, you should say something like, although we have no data yet, I'm thinking that perhaps an increase in costs may be causing a decline in profits. Do we have further information on costs? When asked to brainstorm the major costs of the business, you should first answer the interviewer's question by presenting a list of variable costs and fixed costs. Then, you should say something like, generally, fixed costs are more difficult to change because they are typically structured as long-term contracts or investments. Our profits started declining 3 years ago, so perhaps our profitability issue is driven by an increase in variable costs. Do we have further information on how variable costs have changed in the past 3 years? When asked to calculate the profit margins across 3 major sales channels, you should first answer the interviewer's question and perform these calculations. Then, you should say something like, based on these calculations, it looks like the online sales channel has the highest profit margins. Perhaps, part of the profitability issue is not only driven by an increase in variable costs, but also a decrease in online sales. Do we have any information on how sales mix has changed over the past 3 years? To summarize the most important takeaway of this video, don't just answer the interviewer's questions. For every question you get asked, answer the question first, state a hypothesis or update an existing one, and propose a next step. If you can practice and implement this strategy, you'll significantly improve your case interview performance and seriously impress all of your interviewers. What if there were tens of other strategies like this one that you can quickly implement to drastically improve your case interview performance in a short period of time? If you want to land multiple consulting offers at top-tier firms such as McKinsey, BCG, or Bain, our case interview course reveals all the secrets that the top 1% casers use while saving you hundreds of hours of prep time. If you're interested, we've linked it in the video description below.